Hi, mathematicians. It's Mrs. Walters, and it is so good to see you. You know, we've spent a lot of time together, and you may have gotten to spend some time with me sorting buttons in the past, or maybe these balls in the past. You know, we've done some sorting and comparing, and we are going to do some of that same work again today. Because today I want to teach you that we can sort and organize shapes in order to count them and compare them. We can even use some of the words that I know you've used before, like more and less and the same. Well, mathematicians, I'm also going to be using my document camera. That means you're going to see me here and you're going to see me here too. How about that? Yes. Well, we have some shapes on the table and we need to sort them. You know, how should we sort them? I was thinking we could sort them by color, and we could also sort them by shape. Is that what you were thinking too? You know, I think that each shape is a special color, but let's just say we're going to do it by shape today, all right? So I'm going to put all my triangles over here, and then maybe my trapezoids right here. Here's my rhombus, the blue ones. And then I could put my tan one, and then here's those orange squares. So we did sort them, but you know what? I was just thinking, and I don't know that we've talked about this before, we could also put them on a graph. Maybe you've seen a graph before, or maybe you've even done this on your own and didn't even realize it. You know, this graph has the shapes down here, and then above it are boxes. And kind of like when we use the 5 frame and the 10 frame, we could put a shape in each one of the boxes above the shape that's already down here. So let's put our triangles up here. I think this may help us to organize our shapes. Oh, look at that. So we've got how many triangles? Yes, we do. We have 4. And then here's our rhombus, the blue ones, that is. And then we've got our squares. They're special rectangles. I'm going to tell you, I kind of squeeze this graph in so it looks like a rectangle, but it's really supposed to be the spot for the square. What do you notice is happening when we put these on our graph? Yeah, you may have noticed we're putting them on from the bottom up. We're also putting just one shape in each box. And did you also notice that when you look across, they kind of match up across? So we're probably going to be able to really tell how many of each shape we have. All right, so let's put that tan rhombus there, and then here's our trapezoids. Oh my goodness. You know, maybe you'll get to do this today too. Now, if I wanted to show this to somebody, would it be very easy to pick this up? I would be afraid they'd all spill all over the place. So you know what we could do? We could actually color in the graph, and then we could talk about it with like cool words like more, less, same, fewer, like less and fewer are the same, right? All right, well, let's do that. So I'm going to take my markers. You might have some crayons. I'm going to actually start from the bottom, and I'm just going to take one shape off of my triangle. Do you see how I'm doing this? And I'm going to color in the box. It doesn't have to be perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, did you see how I did that? Yeah, this way I can pick up my graph and I can talk to people about it. This may be easier than just trying to carry it around. All right, then I'm going to take one rhombus off. I'll do the next one. And then the next one. How many do I have? Did you say 3 in a snap? Getting good at this counting. All right, let's try the squares. And then, what's next? All right, and then we have the tan rhombus. Oh, what's that last shape? Did you say trapezoid? I agree. We're going to take one trapezoid off and color it in. And one more trapezoid and color it in. How many trapezoids did we have? We had 2. I'm going to scoot it just a little closer so we can study this. You know, now we could pick it up and look, none of our shapes are going to fall off. Well, let's study it and let's take a look at how about our trapezoids and our triangles. So look at how we could see across there. I want to know which of these 2 are there more of? Trapezoids. How do we know that? Well, because there's 4 triangles and there's 2 trapezoids. Let's compare 2 more. How about the rhombus, the blue rhombus, and how about the square? Are there more of one, fewer of one, or the same? Did you say same? I would say the same thing. There are the same amount of blue rhombus as there are orange squares. How do we know this? Yeah, they both have 3. Did you see how we did that? Do you see how our graph's kind of helpful? Yeah. Let's try this same thing with a new set of shapes. I want you to pause for a minute and I want you to touch the shape and touch a box that it would go in. Ready? Trapezoid. Is this what you were thinking? Now, if you have this kind of graph at your house or in your classroom, you could pause right now and try to color it in like we've done before. 1 box for each shape. If not, let me show you mine. Is this what you were thinking? You know, once we have our graph and we've colored it in, taking off one shape at a time, we can study it and we can think, how could we compare? And we can use those numbers of shapes to use those words that we compare with, like more and less and the same. So let's compare the tan rhombus and the red trapezoid. What could we say? That they are both the same. That's right. How do you know? They both are just 1. Let's try one more. How about the triangle and the square? What would you say? Maybe you said there are more triangles than squares because there's 4 triangles and 3 squares. Or maybe you said there are fewer squares and more triangles because there's 3 squares and 4 triangles. Is there anything else you could say about this graph? You know, mathematicians, I have loved spending time with you today because we have sorted, we've organized our shapes on graphs, and then we've been able to count and compare and use those words like more and less or fewer and the same. You know, as you are out and about and as you come across things, you might be able to graph them and you probably would be able to compare them and use these words like more, less, and the same. And I hope that you will try those words out even when we're not together. Off you go.